PWO, 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 PWO.
I don't know, like not air the grievances, but like.
Hey everybody, it's Thursday, which means it's PWO time. As always, I'm your host Matt. I got Jeff above me.
Hello.
Ryan to this side of me. Yeah, and Ben up in this corner.
What's up?
Great.
Oh man, yeah. So it's Thursday and it's storming a little bit here. So hopefully none of us lose power, because that would be miserable. So how's everyone doing? How was your week of wrestling?
It was a thing that happened.
Do you want to know what I'm watching now for referee's discretion, or do you want to know what was on this week on regular up-to-date television?
Well, let's plug regular TV and then we'll sell them on Sunday.
I really want to start with some Impact, because there's the one Wrestle House in there that we got to get to.
We got to talk about Impact here. So I'm gonna give you some quick results, and then we'll talk about Wrestle House. Okay. So Impact, we've put in our rotation. They open up with Eddie Edwards versus Trey Miguel. I'm gonna steal this from Going in Raw. They've been calling him Ricochet. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, you're right.
It's good stuff.
Eddie Edwards goes over here, but Trey still looked good. I just wish Eddie Edwards looked less homeless.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance of that happening, especially with the Boston knee party. What a bad name for a ring finisher, though.
I mean, I don't hate the name. I mean, I don't really like.
Hate him.
It's not terrible. I just.
Hold on. Let me rephrase. I liked him better when he was with Davey Richards than he is
the Wolves.
Now. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Right now he is far in between what he used to be, but I guess the times are changing. Change with the times.
Oh, times are changing.
We get a lot of Wrestle House today. We get a Motor City Machine Gun kind of throwback, as well as we get their Impact Plus moment of the week. So it's them winning their first tag titles versus Beer Money in 2010. A pretty great EC3 promo, in my opinion. And then Moose backstage segment, which set up him versus Heath next week. And if he wins, Heath gets a contract. Now, I don't know if that's a title match or not, though. Because, well, they kind of alluded that would be, because it's been Moose extends the invitations, and he'll extend one next week. So I don't know.
This sounds like when they first had the brand extension come back, and Heath didn't get drafted, and he was having matches and jumping between brands and segments.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping for something a little different, like maybe just a legitimate, hey, you are signed now. Considering everybody else that has been released has been popping up, so a little disappointed that they've kind of rehashed the storyline with this. But if it's for the title, I'll be interested to see what the next step is, because do you put the TNA World Heavyweight Championship onto Heath, or are there shenanigans, or
that's what I'm saying. If it's for the title, Heath ain't winning. But if it's non-title, hopefully they just do it right then and there. Do the screwy finish, get him the win.
You guys know it's going to be a screwy finish regardless. Let's be real.
We don't know, because it's TNA, it's Impact. We're giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's a new go-around for them.
And also, Heath looks great.
Like I said, give the new companies the benefit of the doubt, especially on new bits of life here. So till they prove otherwise. Now, Wrestle House doesn't give me a lot of hope, but till they prove otherwise, we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly had a pretty solid match. Deonna Purrazzo, of course, won. going over there. Jordan Grace comes out in a sling afterwards, gets in ring, tears the sling off, and goes after Perazo. So that's immediately where we're going back with a title match. We're not really going too far forward, and we'll explain more with Kylie Ray soon here because she's in Wrestle House. Brian Myers, the former Kurt Hawkins, gets a little vignette. We get more Wrestle House. We get Katie Forbes is coming out, and she is going to show off all of the photos that you can only get on her website, which, as you guys probably don't know, her website is OnlyFans. That's legitimately it.
I could have guessed.
And
She's
everyone's
gross.
going to get them for $3.99.
Can you do that on OnlyFans?
I mean, I don't know, but my
I
assumption
guess that
is-
would just be an Instagram. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well-
Although Instagram has rules about, nudity and stuff.
You could do like the Sable where you have the hands over the chest.
Yeah.
Well, what they did here is on her way to the ring, she ran into former world champion Sami Callihan, who she mistakes as a fan because he also kind of looks homeless.
Matt, would you say that's her only fan?
Jeff, don't encourage this behavior.
Yeah, don't.
That was a
Now I will say that at the very least, Sami Callihan had a gimmick kind of to go with his appearance. Eddie Edwards does not. He's just a garbage person.
For those of you who don't know, Sami Callihan is a hacker. That's his shtick.
Solomon Crow.
Yeah, Solomon Crow. He's recreating his old NXT gimmick, which is hilarious to me. So he hacked his face onto the photos, and in each photo was having some kind of funny jab at Katie Forbes. Katie Forbes has a meltdown in ring, and by meltdown I mean I worked so hard.
Okay, God, can we just spend less time on Katie Forbes, please? On this
I just wanted
program.
to say how bad this segment was.
So I'm gonna say something here. They don't have a very deep women's division to show off. I don't think. I think they have a lot of potential.
There's 11.
I
think
really
it's-
do.
I think it's deep. I think it's not any good.
Well,
I don't
some
think
of
it's that. I just think they're showing off the wrong portion here.
Yeah, the
some
whole
of it-
division,
some of it is-
around, in my opinion.
the whole division was
was
in a tag match. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I really think that either they don't know what direction they want to go in with it, or they're just having a difficult time deciding. We have this women's division, but they're all kind of on the same level, whether it's with in-ring or promos. Everybody's like in the same section, and then right above it, you've got Jordan Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, Kylie Ray, and then right below this, Katie Forbes. So
Right below,
I think-
or is it like
no, it's way below.
Where does
I just
Madison
wanted to-
Rain fall into this?
God, can we?
hopefully off
Madison
topic,
Rain's a
right?
commentator. She sucks. But
That is a complaint about Impact. Is man, commentary.
I think they just need a new direction with their women's division. I think what they're doing at the very top is great. I do really just don't understand what they're doing with the rest of their women's division.
All right, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm assuming this is gonna lead towards Sami Callihan versus RVD.
Great.
And also, how is RVD still in a job with Impact? But up next, we got a segment from the Treehouse, and it's Wentz and Dez getting high with suicide. So that's something that happened on TV.
Great.
Great.
And the Good Brothers beat Reno Scum. Afterwards,
Good.
Ace Austin and Madman Fulton run down and attack. They brawl out of the ring, well, out of the stadium, out of the arena. And the show ends with, I believe, Madman Fulton or Ace Austin getting thrown into the camera, and they kind of plug it that all network died. Go to Impact logo. Show's over.
I think that's still going to be the end game here. Is you're still going to get the Good Brothers versus Ace Austin and Madman Fulton at some point. But I thought the Good Brothers looked good. I think that the thing with them is you can't use them for too long. As far as like match duration, I think you let them get their spots in, give them an extra couple of minutes perhaps, and then get them out. Because I don't know, they're both pushing 40. You know what they're really going to give you, but promo skills are so great. In ring for what they're doing is good. Utilize them while you got them for a couple years.
They were on Chris Van Vliet earlier this week and made a really good point, to at least to me, in that, like, look, man, we're not the people who are going to give you the 5-star matches. You know, we're the names that attract people to come watch the show. Well, we're past the point of being, you know, workers or work rate guys.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. I think that's a problem with modern wrestling now. Everybody isn't the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be the guy or wants to be in the main event and wants to be and you're not wrong for thinking that way, but everybody ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
Unrelated, but also related. Happy birthday, Marco Stunt.
We'll get there.
Not going to be the guy.
Never will be the guy.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll talk about him later.
Like to go to that doesn't have a TV deal.
We'll talk about him later.
So let's get to Wrestle House now.
Okay.
So, Ben, you're a reality TV kind of guy.
Very much so.
You might like Wrestle House.
I'll look into it, but I haven't.
I'm gonna stop you right there, okay? Because I saw Big Brother was coming back. Okay, I'm a Big Brother person. Both Sarah and I. I am super excited for that. And then Wrestle House came on. Okay, I didn't watch it live. There is something on their YouTube page where they just clipped them all together. It's like 11 minutes.
Because it took up about 20 to 30 minutes of TV.
Yeah.
A lot of their live show this week.
I just don't know if they just have all these contracts and they're just like, wow, what do we do? What do we do? And then, Reality House. Got it.
Well, I think the other part of it is let's get in on the cinematic stuff that's going on. But
Ugh.
When I first
think
heard Wrestle House, I was like, is this just a Heisman House spoof?
I actually think that it's I think that it's a Legend
It's
House
like
spoof.
Yes, it's like Legends House.
Yeah.
So, Tommy
Except
Dreamer runs the mansion, which is pretty much.
I mean, he can't take a chokeslam anymore.
It's
so
all that
there's
ECW money, as he put it. He has got to spend it before the checks bounce. A lot of digs at ECW in this also.
Yeah.
And we got 2 matches out of Wrestle House, all right? And so pretty much any time that Tommy Dreamer yells match time, there's a match, and the people who are wrestling are suddenly in their ring gear, and they're going to wrestle over something. So immediately it's like there's 10 or 11 people there. My number might be a little off. God, I can tell I'm killing Jeff already.
I'm
sending
So,
Jeff, I'm sending you the link now.
So
17 minutes into the show, we're still talking about this. Continue.
that's okay. It's one of the staples of our show tonight. Wrestling. So Everybody got to find a bed. There's only like 6 bedrooms. So the first match is between AC Romero and Crazy Steve because they find the ring outside, and AC's going to use the ring as a bed. Crazy Steve jumps in and he's like, well, we could both use it. You know, it's big enough. And AC's like, no, this is my bed. And it's like, AC, I know you're big, man, but come on, it's a full-size ring.
Now I'm just imagining this being like one of those kids' beds that's like the race car, but it's like a wrestling ring instead.
And it's the ring that they use for the.
So what happens when, it's middle of the night, Tommy Dreamer calls for, match time?
So we already got our
and
first
AC
one of
is
those as well.
sleeping.
We got our first one of those as well because Cousin Jank and Cody Deaner just realized that they couldn't share a room and were arguing over who was snoring in the middle of the night. It was Cousin Jake who refused to think that he was snoring, but it woke him up. Whole thing we can go on that. Also, he's in love with Susie. I'm sure
Who
that's
isn't?
a great subplot.
I also forgot that there was a second video, so they split them up. The first one's 11 minutes, the second one is 7, so 18 minutes compared to 30 minutes of on-air time. Now, I will say this. I prefer this to what WWE is doing as far as cinematic stuff. I think WWE is taking this way overboard. I don't like Wrestle House. I thought the jab at No Way Jose was great.
No, he's not signed.
They were saying something, throwing jabs back and forth, and then the Deaners go, no way, Jose, no way. Dreamer pops out, he goes, he's not signed. I had to chuckle at that because I hate that guy. Regardless of what he's gonna be when he pops back up.
Not who he is.
I know. I hate him.
You mean Congo and Adam Rose?
I think that there's intrigue. I think what they need to do is they need to have this would be the perfect time to have a 24/7 X title to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
But right now I could care less. This, other than Katie Forbes, this could have been like a piss break for me. To be honest with you.
Yeah, this was rough to watch, and I'm kind of hoping it gets less time next week, and that only got this much time since we were introducing the concept completely.
Mm-hmm.
But it really did eat up like half of their TV time.
Yeah. Because if you're looking at it,
long between Good Brothers and Reno Scum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because between that and the Katie Forbes stuff, that is literally half of their TV time. That is literally an hour's worth of content with commercial breaks and on air stuff. I thought the show overall was good though. I just think creative wise, they just need to do a little bit more on the women's division and then figure out what the goal of Wrestle House is.
No, I think it's supposed to be a spoof comedy that we're always supposed to get a laugh out of. It's nothing serious. And I'd be fine with that. But you have like Taya Valkyrie in there.
Mm-hmm.
You have Kylie Ray in there.
Mm-hmm.
Figure
out what
it sounds like it's meant to be a comedy spot.
Yeah.
But you have all of like your major players in it.
Well, and I think outside of those two, everyone else could be used in that kind of comedic spot. I mean, Rosemary, she's been a little bit of both either way.
Mm-hmm.
But like you do have Johnny Swinger in there. You do have Triple XL.
Dwight.
Yeah, old Dwight. That's why he can't be here. He's in Wrestle House.
Yeah. Sad face.
Alicia Edwards is also there. I forgot that.
Yeah, don't care about that crack addict. Continue.
We're never gonna have any of the Edwards on the show.
Good, because they're both homeless.
They don't have a Zoom connection.
Nope.
All right, well, we're gonna
So-
transition that. We're gonna go into our news now before we get to AEW and NXT.
There we go.
So, did anyone watch Eric Young's interview with Chris Van Vliet that came out? I want to tell you today.
Bits and
Mm-mm.
clips.
I was about to say you got a lot of. I mean, Eric Young had a whole segment where he said that the WWE system is broken, which, I mean, everyone has been saying a lot of that. But the one thing that kind of stuck out to me was he said, you know, I knew I was coming back to Impact because Scott D'Amore was the second person who called me after the news broke. And he was asked who was the first. So I don't want to guess who was the first person who called him following being fired.
Tony Khan.
No.
I have no clue.
Take a stab in the dark. Cody.
No.
Uh-oh.
Ben's looking it up right now. It's
Who is
Triple
it?
H. Triple H.
Oh
was the
no.
first person.
Oh my gosh. Why did you just
I-
demote the guy then?
Because
Called Eric
Triple
Young.
H didn't know he was being fired, and he was supposed to be in NXT following WrestleMania.
Yeah, but Triple H also. Did you hear about the Triple H things and the Good Brothers? Well, don't go to AEW because we're going to be around forever, and who knows how long they're going to be around for. Then
No,
you're
no,
fired.
I heard that, and that's also like, man, that's some shitty business. There goes our PG rating, but like,
And Danhausen.
how? Yeah, oh, that one's sad. So it's just
I think the EY is right where he needs to be.
Yeah.
I think when he was in TNA and Impact, that was where he was at his most creative point. That was where he was doing his best work. And then when he came to NXT, I thought the Sanity was great. I thought when they were in NXT, they were great. They were hot. They were a new thing that nobody had seen in a while.
Yeah, it
And
was-
then the main roster. And then
so, and we
then,
got from
yeah.
that interview, Vince was the one who asked them up to the main roster. And then was the one that split them up, and then lost interest in Eric Young completely.
How do you not have anything for him?
And that's
Seriously.
exactly what he said. Like, you have, 7 hours of TV a week, and you have
Well,
nothing for Eric Young.
well, because you talking about WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always going to be odd man out though. They have too many players,
Yeah.
and he's not a big enough player on WWE's eyes to, be on TV. Problem solved.
Yeah, and I still think that the main rosters are really just oversaturated with talented people who aren't being used.
Yeah.
And that's always that, and that's been the WWE problem, probably since the first brand split stopped.
Yeah.
So probably mid to late 2000s, and they've always had great talent and just never know how to book it or use it correctly.
I mean, WWE is bar none the greatest wrestling company in the world. They are. They just don't choose to be. You know what I mean? If you're talking about talent and production and the whole shebang,
Oh, yeah, that's the top.
yeah, there's nobody on their level. And
I mean, once again,
they
Seth
decide-
Rollins. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm saying that they decide, what they do and don't do. You know what I'm saying? And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles are two of the best workers in the world, honestly. But WWE has made Seth Rollins almost unbearable.
And this isn't a new thing, and this has been happening. I mean, Attitude Era, or 90s, 80s. This has always been going on.
But going from one fired wrestler from that time period to another, we're going to talk about Miro and his current stats with professional wrestling. Not sure if this has been brought up. So during a Twitch live Q&A, he said he is done with professional wrestling. He is now a professional Twitch streamer. Is what he does. He's a content creator. Do you guys believe this?
I mean, so he's been with WWE for 6 years, 7 years.
Longer because he was in FCW and NXT prior.
Okay, so let's say about 10 years then. Okay, you have to think with his income, if he's saved properly, and then you still have Lana making what Lana's making, which God knows what that is. I'm pretty sure that her on her own can keep the boat afloat. I'm sure whatever he's bringing in from Twitch is going to be just a little bit of extra.
Yeah. Even if she's making like the bare minimum $250, like you should be able to live.
Well, depends on, their house, their bills.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We say that, but we're saying this as people who don't make a regular, six-figure paycheck.
But to get back on topic, I think he's done for now. If you've seen any of his content on Twitch or on his YouTube channel, the content he's producing and putting out is not only good, but he seems happy. He seems to be content with what he's doing, and I'll keep watching him.
Yeah, definitely.
What that means for him in the long run, I don't think that it's completely out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have to think about that him and Lana and her family have just come out of a big COVID break.
Mhm.
So, it could be out of fear. It could be out of just trying to be safe, or it could be a career move. But I think in the short term, we're not going to see him.
Yeah, no, Ryan, I totally agree. I don't think it's an if he returns. I think it's more of a when he returns. And I think it's going to be 4 or 5 years down the line.
The only thing that's kind of holding me up is I feel like this is pretty typical for a lot of pro wrestlers right now when they're trying to hide an eventual debut or signing. I mean, we knew about Edge. The rumors were going through months, maybe even almost, God, at least in SummerSlam when he came out and speared Elias, the rumor mill was going and it was happening and we all kind of knew it, but he was still adamantly against it,
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that maybe it's not wanting to get caught in the work or what, but he was also someone who was heavily promoting Slammiversary prior to his COVID diagnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He has actually gone on record and say that he thinks that Impact is the best wrestling promotion in the United States.
Well, it's false, but
but that should tell you, like, that sounds like something someone hired to Impact would say.
Yeah, you're right.
Or somebody who's content with what they're doing and just enjoying what they're watching. I mean, we all like different stuff, and
sure.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But that's it for Miro and where he's going to be. Let's talk about something a little controversial here. So, back in April, a large number of wrestlers were fired. And the big statement was this is due to budget. Early projections showed that WWE was going to be making anywhere from 11.5 to 12 million this year. And the actual figure that they made this quarter was 43.8 million.
Oh my gosh.
They
are a bunch of scumbags.
But listen, that doesn't surprise me. We talked about this
It doesn't.
before. Yeah, I told you guys. It wasn't because of budget. They held on to all those people, so AEW, so half the roster wouldn't be at all out or all in. I can't remember again at this point. And
they're the same thing.
Yeah. And then when WWE wanted to let them go, that's what happens. And again, and people, is it a scummy thing to do? Yeah, of course. But I'm not. No one's surprised. Again, it's a business, and Vince doesn't have to justify why he fires somebody. You know why?
No,
we all know why.
It's firing them in the middle of a pandemic when no other wrestling show is firing anyone at all. Like, the perception seems very adamant. Like you couldn't keep the person you hired to train, who's we know NXT figures are significantly lower than main roster. It's not even $1 million. Especially not even like a no name. There's
Yeah,
something
but
like
I mean,
Cole was making 500,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're going to do
Think-
that. They've already done it, and
Mhm.
they didn't get in trouble. I mean, not they're getting in trouble, but the court of public opinion didn't really care too much. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean there's a significant amount of people saying like this is scumbag. But that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
just
Well-
further proves and validates that.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, Matt, there's a ton of stuff that will get you to that point before this, but yeah. I mean, again, it's the biggest company in the world, and it's just
Mhm.
water under the bridge. That's literally it.
I think Jeff hit the nail on the head, though, that it's a business. I don't think without those cuts, because there were some big name guys in there, and there was a lot of big talent that was making a lot more money than we think. You got to think their profit was about $30 million. They've got to at
Yeah.
least come
No,
close
the profit was
combined.
the 43.8 million.
Oh,
Any-
well, okay, still we're talking pennies at this point.
The numbers don't matter. Yeah. If anybody in life has ever been fired, you think your boss is thinking about your bills and what you got going on? They could care
No.
less. Couldn't care less.
But I don't know if with the amount of cuts that they made, because we were almost up to like 50, right?
It was something like that.
It was
Yeah.
a pretty substantial.
I mean, because the Good Brothers were making probably a good amount of money. You got to think about Heath and Kurt and what they were making. They probably would have been at or only a little bit above what they were projected to be profited. Honestly, because if you think about it, you keep all of those contracts on, okay, and you are very close to either making a profit or not making a profit.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have mattered either way, though.
For me, it's not so much the firing. If you're going to fire somebody to do whatever for your business, that's your right. You're going to fire them. What I can't get behind is like with the Good Brothers. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to kiss your ass. We're going to give you all this money, and then we don't want to honor the contract. I mean,
Mike and Marie Kanellis, another one.
Yeah, this is super old school, but I mean, Bret Hart, we're going to sign you for this long, win all this money, and then in 6 months, we don't want to pay you.
To just support your point, Jeff, because I know we're burning a lot of time on this. Mike and Marie Kanellis had another kid on the way, and they got fired. They do not care.
No,
Vince is a machine. Okay,
That's
he's
one of my
he's
things
going to
that,
die in the gorilla position. We all know that. He's going to die where he sits.
Promoting that this is the WWE family. I mean, look at the send off that Kairi Sane just got. Serious.
Yeah, and that's why it doesn't mean anything. that's why I could care less.
But like best of videos on YouTube promoting her sales still. Like she's
I tell you what, though,
Matt,
they're going to back the truck up to make sure that she gets to their WWE Japan site.
You know more than anything. That's called PR. That's all it's called.
But you don't do it for the 40 plus that you fired in the middle of a pandemic. Like, look, I know what we're saying. Like, my boss did his best to make sure I got paid. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm just a teacher, whatever. I'm not a government paid teacher, but we jumped through hoops to make sure I kept getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you also have to think, Matt, you're not in the entertainment industry where it's
no.
What have you done for me lately?
No. But you can look at those people as well. Think of the number of people who are still owning and still working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the people who were laid off, but they're still getting paychecks. Not necessarily laid off. They're not on TV. They're not being used. They're still getting paid.
Again, Matt, you're not wrong, but you're mixing wrestling with business, and those are two different things.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys just say this is a business?
Yeah. What I'm saying is business is always business. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Again,
that's what I'm saying. I'm comparing it to what I do. I mean, Ryan, they made sure you got paid when you got sent home, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, but I mean,
You make $43 million more than you were supposed to.
Yeah, but see, we're looking at the money. To be honest, that's none of our business. It's not like, yeah. Like, again, what you're saying is right, Matt. I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm also saying is we're sitting up here in this podcast counting somebody else's money, and you can't do that.
No.
Just saying.
I don't think
Call them
I don't
shitty-
think that anybody is
shitty
wrong.
business practices.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I'm
and no, and that's, I mean, yeah. Like I said, if you want to fire them because you don't feel like paying them because you want to save money, that's fine. It sucks, but that's
Yeah.
life. But don't be out here telling people you're gonna promise them one thing or give them something and then you don't, or you renege or turn back on it. That's what I can't get with.
Don't piss on their back and tell them that it's rain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just overall, just crappy business. And speaking of crappy business, during the quarter announcement,
NXT. Oh, never mind.
I got two more things in news before we get to AEW and NXT.
I just heard you say crappy business. Okay. Good.
But I mean, we're sticking with WWE, so you're on the right path. During the conference call, talking about the quarters, Vince McMahon was asked pretty frequently about how soft the ratings are falling. And his response was, yeah, it's because we don't have live fans. Our storylines are creative, and we have some of the best creative minds at work. It's due to lack of fans that we're not shelling out in the ratings.
You
Well,
have creative minds in terms of a television show. You don't have creative minds in terms of a wrestling program.
No.
They're
Even with the TV show that they have, it doesn't matter when Vince McMahon, rips the script 30 minutes before everyone goes on air.
Mhm.
Their ratings are bad because of them, but also something to be said because AEWs are down from what they were in general. Remember we talked about this last week or week
Well, they
before
bounce
last?
back up. That's what I'm getting at, though.
Oh no,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying in general, like as in like we said this about both, like we would think, like we would assume that all those people at home would be watching. Remember we talked about that, like we would be watching more because they're not actually at live events, but both programs are suffering from that. WB's is also bad booking and everything else, but I'm just saying both programs are suffering from this weird COVID, like non-live show fans, and it's just weird,
Well, I think the thing to look at though is for the most part, AEW and NXTs have bounced back to where they were pre-COVID. So the question is what's happening and working with the other wrestling shows, and it's not for WWE. Like what you can't keep going to it's no live audience.
Yeah, I think that Vince is dead set on being the first promotion back to having live fans, which
he's not.
Which exactly he's not. But I think in terms of what he wants to do, which is a full stadium, I think he will be, and he will rush back. I think the WWE programming right now is suffering. Again, I talked about it when we were talking about the roster in general, but the program itself is oversaturated. You have 7 hours, 8 if you include main event, every single week. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then if you're like us, just guys and people in general who are trying to watch quality wrestling, you have 2 hours on Tuesday. You have an additional 2 hours on Wednesday on top of what you're not watching. Okay. So then you're already looking at 10, 12 hours of wrestling a week. It's a lot.
When it's 72 and sunny, it's easy. But at the same token, you can be it's a detriment when it gets to you can also be handcuffed by it. And now with COVID, you're not necessarily no one could foresee this, you know what I'm saying? But now you're seeing that when you don't have live fans and you don't have this, you don't have that. Well, now it's almost a burden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a burden, but it's a lot. It's a long road to hoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also think the problem is that what have they done different with their programming since they've gone to no fans?
They have fired
there's
head of direction on Raw. And,
Well, there's movies now. The's movies, guys.
completely stopped pushing the people that Heyman was pushing.
Yeah.
There's cinematics.
Cinematics.
That's what I mean. I mean, we're going in the wrong direction. Whereas you see Impact, they're doing some good stuff. AEW is doing some good stuff. Even NXT has not changed anything, and that's a problem. I mean, the ratings are the same for them. They've kind of plateaued, I think, around that 700 mark. But I think that they've made changes in the wrong ways. But it's not going to matter when each quarter your profit is over $40 million. It really doesn't matter.
This is what I've been. I mean, I'm not saying anything that we don't know, but this thing is a machine, and it's always going to go. It's not going to matter. Like it's not going to matter. So good, bad, or indifferent, no matter how good it is, no matter how bad it is, no matter who comes and goes and who gets fired, this thing is going to roll, and it's a runaway train that ain't never going to stop.
Here's where I think things are going to get interesting is basketball comes back in 15 minutes now. So basketball will be having live games. We already have brought baseball back.
One team had to go back on suspension.
Who cares about baseball? But
I
think
shut up.
I don't disagree with you, but what I'm saying is
I think this
we're now
this
suddenly
first,
getting more options to choose from on Friday night.
Soccer has been back for a hot minute.
Yeah, this first basketball.
You're going to get hockey back over the weekend.
This first basketball game is going to pull huge numbers.
Yeah, they should have done it on a Friday night or a Monday night.
Like I genuinely wonder if maybe Raw gets under 1 million views for the first time.
I can. I think they should have rebuilt how their 3 hours are spent because I understand that they have whatever they have with USA Network where they have to fill those 3 hours. I mean, unless it says somewhere that they have to have 3 hours of live content. I think you could have done something a little different with maybe 2 hours of Raw, maybe an hour of main event, or 2 hours of Raw and maybe an hour of a couple old school matches. But no, you're right. Raw's in danger of going below that 1.4 mark that they did that last hour.
I'll say this too, and I believe this is the first time in history this has happened. AEW and NXT combined ratings did higher than the third hour of Raw.
Yeah. Good. I mean, watching 3 hours of wrestling, period, is rough.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. And then it floats by.
Slammiversary.
Any AEW view takeovers that have been 3 hours have been solid as well.
Yeah.
I think watching weekly episodic 3 hours is rough because we get the same storylines pushed time and time again.
Also to point out, Raw was longer than the last WWE pay-per-view.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Raw was longer than Extreme Rules by 20, 30 minutes.
And your best match was arguably still on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
But
speaking of WWE pay-per-views, WrestleVote, I believe, just released the news that WWE has re-added a show to their schedule, and it's going to be set for August 30th. So it's going to be the week after SummerSlam, and it's currently titled as Payback. Now, there's heavy speculation that this is Evolution 2. This will be the women's pay-per-view.
So don't call it Payback.
That's what it's being currently set as, but I assume they're waiting to announce it as Evolution 2 so they don't give away the surprise.
Yeah. Hey Matt, are you still banking on are we still waiting on this Sasha and Bailey merch or Hey, listen.
Here's my issue.
We had to go around our corner to get there, but we got there, like I said.
People actually like this.
I told you,
That's what I
Matthew.
struggle with this.
Told you this was going to happen.
Like people think that Sasha and Bailey are the best things that are happening on weekly wrestling television, and look, y'all, I can't cope with that. Like I don't know how.
I knew it.
I don't think their promos are good. Bailey's horrible as a heel. I'm gonna save this rant because y'all don't need me going on this for 5 minutes.
We also only have 12 more minutes, guys.
I mean, look,
Well,
if this week is the week to do it, this is the week. But seriously,
we
True.
spent 30 on Wrestle House or whatever the hell it's called.
just
26,
like
20,
they did
26.
on their TV show. So, but yeah, speculation that Evolution is coming.
I think we've all been expecting it, so I'm not really too shocked.
All right,
surprised
let's-
it happened with no fans.
Let's just get to this AEW because we don't have a lot of time left.
Well, I was gonna breeze through NXT real quick.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So,
My dog.
Just
Io
give us
Shirai
results and let's move on.
Yeah, that's the plan. Io Shirai and Tegan Knox beat Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai.
Don't care.
Yep, they recapped the Pat McAfee, Adam Cole stuff. So you know that's a work.
Yep.
It is now if it wasn't before.
It always was.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano defeated Roderick Strong backstage.
Why? Why do we keep having Roddy lose? It's
Poor Roddy.
Because UE is going and it's gonna be by.
All right, let's go. Roll.
Keep it.
I was about to say no response. All right.
no.
Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley is up for next week. Undisputed Era is backstage, and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are officially back. Tired of the nonsense, declaring they're going to get back on track. Mercedes Martinez defeated Shotzi Blackheart. I think the funniest part in all of this is Shotzi Blackheart in her whole promo leading up to this was like, destroy me. And so, yeah, Mercedes Martinez won. And then Shotzi Blackheart went back on Twitter and was like, yeah, I was all destroy me. And she was all, yes, daddy. And I was like,
I think Mercedes Martinez has something.
Oh yeah, she always has.
Yeah. I think they probably won't do anything with her, but she in another life.
Brand.
Yeah.
She in another wrestling life has a lot of promise and upside now. But I guess I'll leave it at that.
Keith Lee comes out and does a great promo, drops a lot of curse words, punches the jaw out of Cameron Grimes. That's going to be a match.
Right.
And of course, Scarlett comes in and is all, here's the time. Imperium defeated Everrise. Shocker. Undisputed Era attacks afterwards. You get a special look at Bronson Reed. William Regal says, you can't just make title matches. I'm gonna Karrion Kross has to earn it. Okay, that's the first time we're saying that in NXT, but all right. Why didn't we say that with Dijakovic 2 weeks ago? But whatever. I digress.
Yeah. Whatever.
Isaiah Swerve Scott defeated Jake Atlas. And what was all in all a good match, but really seemed like they didn't give it any time to breathe. Damian Priest promo saying he's going to be the champ. Main event time. It is Finn Balor versus Dexter Lumis versus Timothy Thatcher. Winner is in the ladder match for the now vacant North American title. Dexter Lumis wins by making Timothy Thatcher pass out.
So my main question is the North American title just going to be a mid-card title? I know that that's what it's designed to be because you have the NXT title, but you're not going to have any higher level guys.
It should be
this match.
It should be the next man up title.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I think there's a lot of them right now already right around that title picture. I mean, we have Finn, Gargano. We can go through the list. We know nothing about the guys who they brought in for the what was it? The tournament that had Bronson Reed, the ACH eventually won. You know, we haven't gotten anything from those guys. this is, I think, an opportunity to build everyone to get
And-
to that. I think
and
that's what
What's
This is-
sad is that they've had months to do that because of friggin' COVID. They've had a
And-
ton of time to do that, and now they're trying to catch up.
Yeah, and this is also why you don't do title for title. Like, oh, title for
There you
title, it means so much. It means so much that now I'm going to give it away. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Stupid.
All right, AE Dub. We
got 7 minutes for this, guys.
So
We're gonna be fine.
yeah, I'm not worried. Best friends with Orange Cassidy, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy defeated the Inner Circle with a little help from Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Jeff,
That's Matthew Hardy to you.
Sorry, Matthew Hardy. Sure,
Jeff,
Matthew.
this was another one of those matches where everybody stands around for 12 seconds waiting for somebody. to hit that move.
It was. I have a quote here from Tony Schiavone. And I quote: "Aubrey just lets them go, so the fans can see them fight." Oh, I'm sure that's.
Ryan's
great.
got a hand up.
Golly.
Yeah. Referee's discretion, Jeffrey.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
Yes.
so you're telling me that refs run all of AEW? It doesn't matter. Refs run AEW. Got it. Check. Next
I
match.
mean,
Yes,
they are the rulers in the ring. I mean, they make the decisions. So.
But Jeff, one ref can't control 10 people.
Well, no,
mean,
they
look.
should have 2 refs for the 12 man.
Hey, you might get that because next week we got a 12-man tag match.
I'm sure
I'm not
it'll
gonna lie,
be.
I didn't care about this match though. I really didn't.
All right, next.
Cody Rhodes defeated Warhorse to the internet's joy.
This was my first take on Warhorse. Didn't really think he's anything special.
I'm gonna say this. I think for people who hadn't seen him prior,
Mhm.
I don't think there was any way he was gonna be able to live up to the hype that the internet built him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
they needed a
fair
promo for him or something.
he's not a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
And and I think some of this is modern wrestling in the sense of like he doesn't really do anything like fancy. You know what I'm saying? And I think, if you're not a fancy smancy wrestler or if you're not someone that, the general public, knows, then you may or may not struggle. But I thought the match was fine. They did a couple false finishes that made sense and were really good. You know what I mean? I think maybe a lot of that's
I did like
Cody.
the elbow drop.
No, it was solid.
That was great.
Again, like it wasn't to the older school fans, it was great. It wasn't shooting star press or 450, but it was a damn good elbow.
Hey, and I'm okay with a damn good elbow.
Yeah, it was a good match. It just
Yeah.
I just don't think there
he
was
didn't really impress me all that much. He didn't feel special. He didn't really kind of come off as
And then you got Matt Cardona.
yeah.
Strong Island, okay?
Who
looks like-
I don't know why there's hate here.
No. There's no hate. Believe that. Okay. He
no hate.
looks like $1 million.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's because it's all petite wrestling. Matt Cardona looks like the real deal.
Jeff.
And it's a
every
shame
day-
he's gonna
I'm
get
just-
lost
I'm
in the
just
Every
saying.
day you're looking more and more like Jim Cornette, and I don't know how.
I'm just saying. That,
Someone's got to
uh,
save you, maybe with a super kick.
all
I
all
believe you
petite
meant to say
wrestling was
Jeff Cornette.
I'll take it.
All right, let's go after that.
Chris Jericho is going to wrestle Orange Cassidy in 2 weeks. Next week they're going to have a debate.
I have a theory about who the guest moderator is.
Is it Soul Train Jones? Because that's my guess as well.
No, my guess as of right now, Aiden English.
Oh,
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want him there full time, but I would be
No.
okay with a guest spot here.
Yeah.
That being said, his family is already in there. As we all know, Aiden English is the heir to the Guerrero family.
Yep.
Because he's married to Eddie's daughter.
Wait, Matt,
Yeah.
how did you pronounce it?
Who's a smoke show, by the way?
Eddie
Oh, she
Guerrero.
is a smoke.
Did you pronounce it heir to the Guerrero fortune?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Let's
Okay,
Listen, I said heir, but Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega defeated the Dark Order.
solid
Yeah.
match. Evil Uno looks great.
The match was good. I mean, it took him 20 minutes to hit Kenny after the bell rang for some reason, but it was fun.
Oh my gosh.
God bless. It's the little things.
Now look. If Hangman doesn't run over there in the middle of his entrance and starts the fight, he doesn't need to work his way in that quickly.
Also,
If you're never at work and suddenly someone does something unexpected, and you're like, "Really,
Matt,
dog? Really?"
also, your boy Kenny Omega did a hot tag, and I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew that there wasn't a spot for the hot tag.
Yeah, he's right.
Evil Uno was in the corner. He jumped up, rolled, and I mean, dove like he was diving for the goal line.
Wasn't ready for that.
And then Paige got in and like adjusted his things.
Such good stuff.
My one issue with this was Omega hits knee to the back of Evil Uno, I think it was. And,
yeah, I'm surprised he popped there. I'm surprised.
And it's very clearly straight on the back, like all back. And
no, it could have been base and neck too. I'd give him base and neck as well.
Yeah, but the commentary said he hit him right in the head.
You know who's really underrated? Grayson's really good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's really
freaking
good.
I feel like
You
we
can
say this
tell-
every time he wrestles.
No. Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's
like 170 pounds.
you can tell he's a well. That doesn't mean anything in AEW. He's a guy that's been around. No, he's a guy that's been around. He's got a lot of miles on, not miles, but done a lot of miles. And his footwork is great. He can run
those are
I mean,
great.
he's really, 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 really good.
Hikaru Shida defeated Diamante.
no shock there.
Yeah. MJF gave the State of the Industry address. This was
The only thing MJF is missing during this program was me standing up there next to him in a suit as well. So I could co-sign all of this.
Yes.
There we
I'd
go.
like to know that you're on the side of the bad guy on this one.
Well, when the bad guy is right, is he
Heel
really
days.
the bad guy?
Right is right, Matthew.
Is it? Is it though?
Oh, it sure is.
Matt,
And-
MJF, what we don't know is actually the good guy, like how the bad guy in Karate Kid is actually the good guy.
What are we?
Sure
Okay.
You want to be the dude vouching for the guy who tried to kill somebody on Halloween?
So next, Darby Mox versus Cage and Starks.
Yes.
Side note. We did skip that. FTR signed their official contracts.
Yeah.
Yep, FTR signed.
With the tag team specialist Arn Anderson there with them, calling them the greatest tag team.
We got
So,
a bunch of special
are they-
rules.
Are they going to have like a pro wrestling gimmick? It looks like.
That's great.
Like it looks like they're going to have like, well, when we wrestle, there's actually rules, which you would think I like, but I don't like.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you guys on this, but
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Give it time to breathe.
Yeah, more friggin'
Yeah.
flip-flops than
No,
a
no,
beach.
no.
Yeah.
no, you're
We
right.
also
Give it
had,
tag team appreciation night in 2 weeks, and then we'll bury it.
We also
right.
had Nyla Rose picking her chip for the women's tag thing. We got another surprise return from Ariana or whatever her name is.
Arian Andrews, formerly
Must have
Cameron.
just missed her.
the Funkadactyls.
Funk is on the run.
She
Now,
was also on Champs versus Pros on MTV.
now I'm gonna once again. I said this earlier prior to the show. I'm gonna say it now. Apparently, she's been training for years now to get back in the ring and do better. And I really hope that's the case. I don't know if AEW would sign her if she didn't, but I will withhold burial prior.
Okay, well, the views that I'm about to speak do not necessarily represent PWO. She's going to be terrible. She's going to be awful, like she always is. All right, let's get to this main event, please.
There we go. Here we go.
Also the women's tag match is gonna be on YouTube, or tag tournament's gonna be on YouTube,
Great.
So that tells you what they think about it.
or they're just testing the waters, dog.
Dark is on YouTube every
Yeah,
week,
their
and
whole
it's
second
great.
show is.
Yeah.
Both of those can be true. Both of those two things can be correct.
Jeff, you are the most cynical wrestling fan.
Maybe you haven't watched Dark in a while, Jeff.
After last week, and you told me Michael Nakazawa wrestled Marco Stunt, I probably won't.
That was like weeks
I
ago.
probably won't wrestle Dark. No, I won't watch
A
Dark.
great triple threat between Pride and Powerful, SCU, and oh god, who's the third team?
Santana's another guy that's a complete star.
FTR.
No, FTR
So,
was the third team.
FTR. Wait, no. Private Party.
Private Party.
Yeah.
Private Party, Pride and Powerful, and SCU.
SCU. There you go. Okay.
With Pride and Powerful picking up the win.
Yeah. It was a great match.
Yeah. Gotta watch Dark, Jeff. Dark is great. And now let's
event.
talk about this main event here. Because Brian Cage and Ricky Starks lost to John Moxley and Darby Allin in this no DQ tornado tag match.
I'm glad they specified the rules beforehand.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you like to specify the rules beforehand?
Sure.
Would you have been happy if there were tag ropes for this tornado tag match?
Well, it's like blood sport. The rules are that there are no rules.
God, I love
Well, you guys can go. Go ahead. Just go. I didn't like this mock spot. I mean, this Darby spot, like right out the gate. Like, so he just throws himself. Like they hit his music. He doesn't come out. And so when they did that little backstage interview, I guess they were giving him time to climb to the top of the thing. So when they walked out there, he jumped on top of him, I guess.
That was a fun promo that they cut beforehand, too.
Well, anytime that boy Starks, yeah. Anytime that boy Starks is on the microphone, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, Cage said that he's, still technically, I want to say he used the word undefeated. Or was it unbeaten? It was one of the two.
Yeah, something.
Is that out of the window now because he's officially lost?
No, he lost, but once again, he didn't get pinned or submit.
Matt, it's a tag team. If your tag partner loses, you lose.
You don't.
Yeah,
no.
But
this is exactly what he said last week. No, let me, because this needs to be addressed now. Because this has already been addressed. He didn't pin. He didn't get pinned, and he didn't tap out. Who ate the pin in the match?
Starks.
So did Brian Cage get pinned?
No,
he was.
So
he was
still
too busy.
unpinned.
He was too busy in
going with the MJF approach.
So has he still not been pinned, and he still hasn't tapped out?
That doesn't matter.
Matt,
those are
let's go to football.
So his promo
literally
is
doesn't
still
matter.
exactly it.
Matt, let's take this to football. You score 24 points on offense, but your defense, which you don't play on, scores 25.
Wrestling isn't a team sport.
No, I'm not.
Matt, it was a tag match. It is a team sport.
Wrestling isn't a team sport.
Hold on. I think what's most important about this match was the post-match, which got people a little confused as, Mox and Darby in the ring. They're standing on opposite corners. And then Mox has got his title and Darby's staring at him. And then they announce that next week it's going to be Mox and Darby for the title.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to backtrack. So before when Cage was cutting that promo, he was just saying how big and bad. Pretty much he was saying, I'm still big and bad, right? For the most part. Yeah, but you can't be if you lost. Like, he's telling Mox he's going to kick his ass and do all this stuff to him, but you lost to him. Doesn't matter how you did it. You lost to him.
Yep.
So
I'm confused here.
MJF's loss against Wardlow impact his tag match loss against the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy affect his singles record?
Who is this? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So does MJF's loss in the match of him and Wardlow versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus affect his singles record?
No, because they're two different characters. They're two different situations.
Those are two different records. Tag records and single records are different.
Yes.
That's why MJF is still undefeated.
No, that's fine. I'm not worried about records. I'm worried about what's being portrayed. Brian Cage is being portrayed like he's a complete machine and an animal, and he's done nothing but lose. Like, again, here, just hear me out.
You're forgetting the 5 matches that he won prior.
Yeah, but
And the
Who
ladder
cares?
match that he won.
Yeah, the ladder match made him look like a machine. Yes, Matt, you're correct. The ladder match made him look like a machine, like he was being booked.
Mhm.
If you're a casual fan and you see Cage in the ring now, like after seeing him the last 2 times, I mean, what? I don't need to see him anymore.
Yeah.
You saw that
Who
Ricky
cares?
Starks ate the pin.
Yes, but all the shine's already gone. Ricky Stark eats the pin while Cage is in an armbar down in the corner of the screen. While Taz, your FTW ECW legend, is screaming on commentator, "Oh no, not the armbar!" Wait a minute. I think the new term should be caged and not cobbed anymore. You just got caged. Should be the correct thing.
Mhm. He's being pushed to us.
They can book this thing however they want, and that's fine. But the shiny new toy is gone. No one cares about Cage, and his name doesn't mean like next week somebody's going to be wrestling the Cage. No one's going to care. It has no more. It has no weight
Look
anymore.
on Twitter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like it
People
has. Not.
care. Whether we perceive it here on this podcast, people do online.
You know who's still a
The fans
badass?
who watch the show do.
Archer. Yeah, they care, Matt, because they don't know wrestling either. That's why.
So if your fans still want to see him, this is the same exact thing we said with Orange Cassidy.
Well, okay, Orange Cassidy is a gimmick, and that's fine. People are going to get behind that. That it is what it is. Like
You find
I'm not
these
knocking that.
exceptions to everything I'm saying. If the golden rule is the rule, but
Okay. Well, let me make it simple. You can be over to the damn moon. It's not going to matter. They're not going to put the belt on Cassidy, and they're not going to do anything with him. So that's not going to matter.
Nope.
Like,
they do.
yeah, it's not. And maybe they do, but by that time, it's not going to matter anyway. Like, my point is this: Brian Cage is pointless at this point. No one wants to see Brian Cage.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you look at other people outside of our wrestling group chat, they say otherwise.
Well, yeah, but they're also the people who said that, like, throwing the towel in made him look strong. Yeah, real strong. So strong that he lost again.
Yeah.
Real
But
strong.
Jeff, he didn't
Like-
lose. His tag partner lost.
Yeah. He couldn't.
So-
he couldn't.
so-
He,
Is
He couldn't
MJF
tap-
still undefeated of the year?
he
Why
couldn't.
is he
He
number
couldn't
one
get.
in singles then?
He couldn't get tapped out because he was in an armbar outside the ring.
Y'all are picking and choosing your arguments here.
That's why I'm sitting here and just listening to this.
Call it what you want.
That's what I am.
I mean, my issue is he's lost twice. You can't say you're undefeated when you've lost twice. I'll give you the throwing in the towel because you didn't lose. But
And
your
he-
tag partner lost,
Dog,
Matt.
this is typical heel wrestling trope. This goes back literal decades in professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yes, but he's not a chicken shit heel. He's not.
Yes.
Sure.
That's-
MJF is a chick.
Tapped,
MJF
and he
is a
still
chicken
didn't get
shit.
pinned. He didn't get
MJ
DQ'd. He didn't get counted out. He's gonna keep saying he's unbeaten.
I don't. Okay. All right.
If I may interject here for just a hot minute.
Jesus Christ.
Go for it, Ryan.
Okay, so this is all a moot point, okay? Because we talked about it last night that the end game for All Out is for us to get Mox and MJF and for us to get Cage and Darby, okay? That is the end game at All Out. It doesn't matter what happens next week with it. It didn't happen. It didn't matter what happened last night. All right. Everything is building to All Out, where we are going to get the new champion crowned. Okay. And then if they want anything to do with Cage after this, they're going to have him win it All Out. Because if he loses it All Out to Darby, then he can go down to mid card status. Because then at that point nothing matters.
But we're also saying this as people, and as a Darby fan, I don't want Darby to win that match.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, realize AEW views Darby as a top tier guy. Don't be surprised if he ends up winning that match.
He's going to win. He's going
So
to.
this is
If
another
Darby
instance
beats
of booking.
Cage,
then what is the point of the FTW title even being a thing in AEW?
So this is another instance of booking them in a corner, and I know we're over on time, but this is just another instance, and we're just gonna have to see how everything just plays out.
Yeah.
Ryan, tell them about Sunday. I'm not going to keep arguing because people are wrong, and I don't tell them they're wrong.
First of all, I appreciate everybody's patience with the release of the last episode of Referee's Discretion, which is on YouTube now. It is a bit lengthy, but it is worth it. This upcoming Sunday, it's going to be SummerSlam 2010, where we are in SummerSlam season. I'm going to be doing a couple this month. So get over to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe on all forms of social media. Let's get Referee's Discretion to 100 views. Doesn't matter what episode. If there's 100 views on any video on our site, we will release a special video.
Let's do it. 100 views.
SummerSlam mode. How's everyone feeling about Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE title?
I hope that Otis cashes in.
Yeah.
That's what we're at
Whoa.
now.
Well,
I just
not
posted
yet of that, but
I just posted the Referee's Discretion into the comments on Facebook. So go to that, subscribe. Somebody just pinned it. It's there for you. Go watch it. Have fun. Let's hear what you think of Heatwave 1998. Yep, 1998.
The bar is low, but it's the best pay-per-view that I've watched on the show so far. So
Wow. You sure it's not Heroes of Wrestling? The greatest review of all time.
listen,
Ben said 1998 like it was 1898.
Anybody who knows me knows I am horrible with dates. So I had to double check myself.
oh
I also
boy.
pose this question. Last thing before we go. Do we watch Talkin' Shop-A-Mania this weekend?
Oh,
I will not. I will be doing some R&R, getting ready for my episode on Sunday, and doing some family time.
So what you're saying is I might be the only one who watches this thing?
If I'm home,
Yeah.
I will gladly watch.
Now, Ben, I'm going to tell you now, the whole thing is a parody of pro wrestling.
oh,
The whole
I
thing
would love
is a
to watch
joke.
it.
Okay.
The main event is the boner yard match
oh.
between
I w-
Sex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad.
Somebody might want to check with Mike and make sure that, there's not like a copyright infringement, because he's been calling it that for months.
I mean, it might have been stolen from Mike for all we know.
Yeah.
It was.
So,
Gimmick infringement.
gimmick infringement right here, stolen from the PWO family. So we might have to go after them. Maybe we'll yell at them to at least give us an interview.
We're gonna have to talk shop.
Ugh.
I can talk some shop. You don't want to talk shop with Gallows and Anderson, Jeff? You're the New Japan guy.
I mean, I love the good. Well, I don't even like calling them good brothers, but yeah, I love me some Gallows and Anderson.
Oh,
All right. Well, that is it for us today, because Lord knows we'll end up arguing for 30 more minutes otherwise.
ooh, Matt. What is our top 10 for Monday?
Oh, let me pull it up from here because I know you sent it to me. But
We gotta get
as long as we have
We gotta get excited.
Jeff, you're gonna tell everyone, the people at home, what we're gonna be doing on Monday in concerns of talking about something with New Japan
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
on
I'm.
Monday.
Oh, this. Okay,
Yeah.
Sengoku Lord. Okay, we'll do all that. I can do that.
Our top 10 on Monday is going to be top 10 misused talents on the main roster who have been in NXT. And now, so I got asked this, is that currently on the main roster or is that period?
I would say period.
Period.
So top 10 misused talent moved up from NXT.
Oh,
And we're
does
talking about NXT only. So if they've been in FCW and NXT, we're only looking at their at their NXT body of work and then what they've done on the main roster.
Oh, this is easy. Number one's easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Save it. Save
Oh,
it.
I'm not gonna say anything. Number one is
To the cast
Bye.
members, happy list making. Enjoy your weekend of reviewing. Does he? We'll have to talk about that.
no.
Yeah, let's say because that's not.
I'm gonna throw you guys some curveballs.
Everyone, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Social distance. Protect yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Go and watch our videos on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, put it at 10 and we'll work our way back. See you on Monday.
See ya.
Everybody, I'm Bray Wyatt now.
Referee's discretion.
Bye.
Referee's discretion.
Can you